Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my study channel. Today, we are going to discuss topic 1.3 from block 1 Psychology, Introduction to Psychology, Origin of Psychology. So, the topic is Historical Development of Psychology. So, let's start reading this topic. The origin of psychology dates back in 1870s. The term psychology is derived from two Greek words, psyche, which means soul or breathe, and logos means knowledge or study or investigation of something. So psychology is made up of two Greek words, that is psyche and logos. The word psychology was not in common use before the 19th century. The field of psychology did not actually become an independent science until the middle of 19th century. So see, it is not an independent science until middle 19th century. Psychology emerged as independent academic discipline. Discipline means a school of study in 1879 when German professor Wilhelm Wundt established the first psychology laboratory at the University of Leipzig, Germany. So, German professor Wilhelm Wundt, he established the first psychology laboratory. This is very important in the year 1879 at the University of Leipzig, Germany. According to Bowles, 1993, Wundt was a medical doctor by training, and early in his career, he was fortunate to work with some of the great physiologists of 19th century. The intellect roots of psychology lie at the union of philosophy and physiology. Yes. So, psychology is nothing but the integration of philosophy and physiology. Wundt is traditionally recognized as the founder or father of modern psychology. Very important. The year 1879 is seen as a remarkable year when psychology finally emerged as a unique field. Prior to Wundt, it was not possible to major in psychology because there were no official psychologists or psychology departments. Wundt started studying the structure of mind, with which referred to the immediate conscious experience, the contents and process of subjective experience such as sensation, thoughts, feelings, and emotion. Okay. Thus, formally, psychology was recognized as independent science in 1879. Now, let's discuss the self assessment questions. See, fill in the blanks. Dash established the first psychology at the psychology laboratory at the University of Leipzig. So this was Wundt, Wilhelm Wundt, who was a German philosopher, and in the year 1879. Dash includes all actions or responses of organism that can be measured directly or indirectly. So this is behavior. If you have read the last lecture, this is behavior. Dash held the opinion that there are no essential differences between human and animal behavior. So this was given by, so it was told by Watson. Human behavior is always purposeful and one's actions are always directed towards goal. All these questions are from this page, page number 9. So see, all the answers are from that page for these 2-3 questions. Okay, so actually they are saying that human behavior is always purposeful and one's actions are always directed towards some goal. This you have to write here. I thought some psychologist. Okay. Modern era has defined psychology as, tell me, modern era has defined psychology as study of behavior. Yes, yeah. Study of behavior. Behavior. Okay, so this was the first assignment of this self-assessment question. Now we have to study psychology as a science. Let's move to it. See, psychology as a science. Psychology has been defined as a science of behavior, yes, but is it a science like physics, chemistry, biology, zoology, or something different? In this section, we will look at some of the definitions of science. We will also discuss the nature and characteristics of science and understand psychology as a science. Let us see the definitions now. Okay, let's read the definitions. So, first one is science is a systematized body of knowledge gathered through carefully observing and measuring events by Morgan 1986. Science is an approach to knowledge based on systematic observation. Leahy in 1998. So, the sole aim of science is to classify, understand, and unify the objects and phenomena of the material world. By using a combination of accurate observation and experimentation, logic, and intuition, scientists seek to understand the rules that govern all the levels of natural universe. Let us look at the characteristics of science. Now we have to see the characteristics of science. Let's start. So this is topic 1.4.1. So the observation of events are systematized in various ways, but mainly by classifying and establishing general principles. So a long question is expected from this topic. Establishing general principles and laws to describe and predict new events as accurately as possible. Psychology studies behavior in the same way as the other sciences study their subject matter and therefore shares a number of features with them. In common with other sciences, psychology as a science has the following described characteristics by Morgan in the year 1986. 1986. First of all, the first point is empirical observation. Like other disciplines of science, the discipline of psychology rests on experiment and observation rather than argument, opinion, or belief. Okay. Second point, systematic approach and theory. Data from observation and experiment are essential to science in order to make some sense in helping us to understand the events. The scientists try to find a limited number of principles which will summarize the data economically. Yes, in science, such things are used. Suppose you need to understand one topic like gravity. So, there are certain rules and laws that are summarized in a way in order to understand the whole topic. So, like other scientific theories, psychology also follows the systematic procedure of observation, data collection, analysis, and interpretation. You will read all these processes in detail. Now, the next one is measurement. Another distinguishing feature of many sciences is measurement, defined as assignment of number of objects or events according to the certain rules. Physics is ranked highest most scientific among the sciences as it was developed the most precise measurements. Measurements here mean the assignment of numbers only, the usual measurement that we have. It is the same one. It is related to numbers only. The one which have the measurements, they are considered to be the most scientific. Next is definition of terms, right? Like in science, we have a lot of definitions. Similarly, in psychology also, we have a lot of definition of terms. Careful definition of terms is essential to clear thinking in science. The procedure in psychology is to define concepts by relating them to observable behavior, operational definition. When we link a concept to the observable behavior or the observation, practical observation, so this is the operational definition. When we define concept operationally, we define it in the terms of measurable and observable operations. For example, the concept of length height in physics, and concept of like intelligence, motivation, personality in psychology are defined in terms of observable operations that we can be performed to measure them. However, psychology cannot measure many behaviors such as bravery, friendship, love, beauty, etc., as these cannot be defined operationally. Operationally means observe them, we cannot observe them and tell the amount, we cannot measure them directly. How much beauty, how much bravery, how much friendship, we cannot measure this. So the above characteristics are common to all sciences, including psychology. However, psychology is a different type of science, behavioral science it is. In physics or chemistry, researchers investigate process and events which remain stable and constant to a large extent. Right? When we do an experiment, the observations are almost approximately same, remain the same for years. But this makes it possible to measure and predict with a reasonable degree of accuracy. Yes, accuracy comes there, but it is not in the case with human behavior, which is highly complex, not easily controllable, and appears to be much more unpredictable than the reactions of physics and chemical physical and chemical substances. So, human behavior is more unpredictable. Whereas other sciences investigate things around man, psychology studies man itself. Yes, we are studying the things around man like light, then chemistry. We study the different chemical reactions that are happening around the man, the human. But we have to study the human himself in psychology. The methods used in psychological research include observation, interview, psychological testing, laboratory experimentation, and statistical analysis. Thus, psychology is characterized under the youngest group of scientific inquiry, the social behavioral sciences, which also include subjects like anthropology, economics, education, geography, history, linguistics, sociology, given by Rush in 1972. The first group of sciences are the physical sciences, which include the subject like physics, chemistry, etc. The next is the biological or the life sciences that includes biology, botany, zoology. The application of knowledge to practical problems is an art. It is a skill or snack for doing things which is acquired by study, practice, and special experience. Since principles and laws of psychology are applied to solve human problems in a number of situations, families, schools, organization, environment, as well as treating behavior disorders and emotional problem, it is also an art. Okay, now let's do the self-assessment questions. So the biological life sciences that include subjects such as anthropology, um, education, history, etc. Okay, so is it true? No, it is false, because biological sciences, as mentioned above, it includes the biology, zoology, and botany. Like other disciplines of science, discipline of psychology rests on experiment and observation rather than argument, opinion, belief. This is true. The sole aim of science is to classify, understand, and unify the object and phenomena of the material world. True. Psychology has been defined as the science of behavior. True. In the modern era, psychology is categorized under the physical sciences group. False. It is categorized under the which sciences group? It is a special kind of science, right? Yes. Now let's sum up what we have studied. It can be assumed from the above discussion that psychology emerged as independent academic discipline from the philosophy. In this philosophy and physiology as well. In this unit, the term psychology has been defined as the nature as well as historical development was also discussed. Lastly, characteristics of psychology as a science were also discussed. As a science, it could come in a long form question. Also, the characteristics of behavior can come in long form questions. So, let's see the questions now. Unit 10 questions are: discuss the origin and evolution of psychology. It is from the first topic only. Enumerate nature and characteristics of behavior. It can come in long question. Describe the historical development in which you have to tell about the eras. I'll tell the different eras like this. The first one, when it was philosophy was considered, then science of mind, then science of consciousness, and then science of behavior, right? Describe the characteristics of science, very important. Can we consider psychology as a science? Support the answer with appropriate justification. This is also important. All the questions given at the back are extremely important. Let's see the glossary also. Behavior are observable actions and responses of human beings and animals. Behavior also includes not so directly observable activities such as inner mental cognitive processings, feelings, and thoughts, as long as they can be observed and measured in a systematic way. Next is behaviorism. Behaviorism is actually a study of behavior. It includes the phenomena in which you're supporting behavior. Emphasis the psychology, you should focus on behavior and rather than on mind. Critical thinking means reasoned judgments, logical as well as the judgments that are out of your thoughts, well thought out judgments. Yes. Pseudo psychology, any unfound system that superficially resembles psychology. Pseudo means false, so that means false psychology. Psychology is the science of human behavior and cognitive and mental processings. And science is systematized body of knowledge gathered through careful observing and measuring the events. Now see, this is the answers, self assessment question answers. Okay, so we have done these only. Let's, you can check your answers. Yes. Next is the reference. So with this we have completed this topic entirely. We are done with the chapter Origin of Psychology. The first chapter we have done. So thanks for watching. I hope you have understood this chapter very nicely. We have read every line of this book and all the concepts also done. So once again, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my study channel. We are going to complete the entire syllabus of IGNOU Psychology over here. Bye bye and take care.